are listening to the Chompcast, the 100th official Chompcast, the official podcast of Sword Chomp. And remember, you can always go to swordchomp.com where you can access the many places our podcast is available for download. But if you're listening to the show right now, that means you found us. So welcome to the madness that is the Chompcast. You can also head on over to patreon.com/swordchomp if you'd like to support us financially. Either way, we're thankful for you taking time out of your busy life to check out our show. The tribunal is commencing as we march proudly, holding hands into the sacred chamber of debate. The beautiful granite chamber walls shining with a powerful ivory gloss. Above us hangs a large mural that depicts glaring obsidian teeth, forming the Chompcast logo. Soft fuchsia-colored carpets lead us down to a circular table with 4 large obsidian thrones. The table contains a large metal centerpiece shaped to the likeness of the Sword Chomp sword, fuchsia hilt and glinting blade with shades of blue shining, showering us with the light of truth, the light of arguing and debate, the light of Tinder, the light of micro penises, the light of Diet Dr. Pepper, and the light of our amazing Chompcast community as we commence for our 100th official podcast recording and count down our favorite games of the last decade. Let's get to some intros. The crew that you know and love, or hopefully maybe this is your first episode, you will know and love them one day. First up, I got very special intros that you guys might be familiar with. First up, Joshua Fowler is here from Michigan. And if I'm reading this right, the sacred text from swordchomp.com, it says, Joshua Fowler has an intense feud with Patton Oswalt over who is the supreme My Little Pony fan. How you doing, Josh? Can you tell us more about this? Tell us about this feud.
The feud has not gone my way, unfortunately.
No?
No, he got on the show, which I think definitively gave him the edge. We were neck and neck
Checkmate.
there. It was so close, and there's I can't compete with that. I can't compete with this anymore. He got himself on the show.
Well, you know what? I think Patton Oswalt is a worthy ambassador of My Little Pony, perhaps.
Yeah.
As you'd say. You would have been too, Josh, but, can't win them all.
Yeah.
Glad you're here, Josh. And, of course, up next from Japan, Shay Layton is here, the professor. Again, reading from the sacred text at swordchomp.com. Shay Layton is apparently the most interesting man in the world's life coach. Wow. It's a bold claim.
It is. I can't do this, though, without the love and support of the community, namely Dave. Dave's always keep me grounded, strapped.
The leather guy, yeah.
Bound in leather.
Yeah.
Dave the leather guy has truly done it all for us, especially me.
It's true. I'm glad you mentioned that. He's the foundation. He's the cornerstone of what we do, really. So, shout out to Dave.
Really, the Leatherstone.
Leatherstone, yeah. Well, yeah.
The hoof.
The Leatherstone,
you might say.
Some might.
Yeah, that's a lofty expectation to live up to, Shay. So, you should put that on your Tinder profile. The life coach to the world's most interesting man. That seems like
I don't. I just say. I say something far more vile than that, probably.
That does seem like, let's be honest, ladies or men, if I saw that on a Tinder profile, I would swipe it. Yeah, that's a good tagline. You can thank Josh for that one, if it works. Maybe down the road.
He's got it going for him. What if that became your job, Josh? Just, sprucing up people's Tinder profiles. You'd be the modern-day Cupid.
Yeah.
You could add that to the Sword Chomp website. Modern day Cupid.
Yeah. Or maybe it's true. I like it. It's like those people that get paid to write greeting card little things for greeting cards. They sit around all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the guy in Her, his job was to just write the little things for greeting cards all day about love, and it's just that would be a weird thing to do over and over and over and over ad nauseum. To be as romantic as you possibly
can. That sounds
can.
like a terrible job.
Shay, glad you're here, of course. Let's update that Tinder profile. And lastly, but surely not least, from Texas, the Filipino Johnny Depp, as they call him, aka Fish if you're nasty. Wait, this can't be right. It says, according to the text here, he was the original lead singer of Limp Bizkit until he was replaced by Fred Durst? Was that before they got signed, or how did that happen, Fish?
Well, I'm essentially what caused that band to break up. It was very behind the scenes. Nobody in the band wanted to talk about it because they all knew that I was a better singer than Fred Durst. But Fred Durst just had, a little bit more toot, and he had that backwards hat. So,
how are you going to work on the toot thing? That's a problem. I mean, how do you get more toot in your life, Fish?
It's
You
tough.
could just offer Avril Lavigne another bag of hamburgers. See if that works.
What?
That one went over my head too.
You guys don't remember that?
No, can you elaborate on that?
That was in the news, like at the height of their heyday. Fred Durst offered Avril Lavigne a bag of hamburgers to go out on a date with him, and she declined.
What does he think the date is? Like,
that's some serious toot there.
That's such.
That's too much toot.
That it doesn't make sense in the context of the date in the first place. Hey, would you like to go out and eat with me? If you do, I'll give you food. Huh? What?
That's weird. Were they cooked hamburgers? Uncooked? I need to know more details.
And that's all I remember. Like I want to know that conversation. I want to see it like play out. Like he just rolls up. He's like, "Hey, shaking these burgers. You want to go out with me?"
Oh man.
He's saying that her love is worth
a date with Avril Lavigne.
Big Macs.
She's dated worse. She dated the Nickelback singer for a while. So I mean, for some reason, that beautiful woman is scraping the bottom of the barrel. Who knows?
Well, this is how you remind me.
Oh, God. Okay, see you later, skater boy.
See, that was the issue in the first place. She had a whole song about her low expectations. Like,
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're a teenager. All right. Well, Fish, I'm sorry. You had to break apart from the inside, but maybe the world is all the better for it. Who knows?
Who knows?
Glad you're here. Not exactly the real Sacred Text that's on SwordChomp.com, but you can go check that out if you want to see what the real Sacred Text is. I'll leave a teaser for you. And of course, I am Morgan Barnes from Montana. I'm excited to talk about this show. Josh, your Sacred Text for me. Okay, so this is how it reads. That I have once had a thing for ogres, but I have since moved on to Pokemon. Now, I did tell Josh in confidence one time that I had a erotic dream about an ogre, and apparently it stuck with him in the deep recesses of his brain. So, sorry about that, Josh. If anyone wants to know, yes, I did. I had a dream about an ogre. It basically imagine like, I'm trying to defend myself here. Imagine it was the scariest hand job I've ever had. No, it was imagine like it was she was an ogre-esque in some ways, but very beautiful. She had very voluptuous features, green skin, but still shapely in a way that was confusing. Like I was turned on but confused about it. So. Oh, and here's the best part. For some reason, even though you'd think orcs would have really large members, my tiny white member was it was like an interspecies thing. It was really doing it for her. So it was a little, just getting a lot of nods on the webcam.
That's why it was a dream.
That's why it was a beautiful dream. And actually one of the tamer dreams I have. But yes, I don't know about the moved on to Pokemon thing. But yes, the ogre thing is true, and now you know something about me that you wish you didn't. So I'm sorry. But you're going to learn a lot of things about us.
The whole world is sorry at that revelation.
I know I've implanted it. It's like Inception, so everyone's just going to have erotic ogre fantasies now. I'm sorry about that. That's where it came from. Sniffle. But yeah, there's a lot of things you might want to forget after the show, or maybe not, because the coolest thing about the show, whether you agree with us or disagree with us as we count down our favorite games of the decade, is it's kind of a nice personality test for us. You can get to know us a lot more, and it's just all in good fun. At the end of the show, we'll try to pick a game of the decade, and the only real rule we have is that we're allowed to have one tie. 1 year we can pick a two-way tie. So I told Fish earlier before the show, no cheating and like saving your tie for the very end. You got to use your tie on that year, and if the year passes you by, it's gone. Okay? Because what Fish will do, he's telling me, he's thinking about saving it and then throwing it as a life raft to somebody else when we start fighting. That sounds like a dangerous idea. Smart. Mm-hmm. Crafty.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Dangerous, but I'm trying to help out my friends.
All right. All right. Well, without further ado, I was checking here to make sure we didn't have any other rules. I wanted to say we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff. If you support us on Patreon, we have a lot of really cool stuff on our private Instagram page for a $5 Patreon tier. Really cool stuff went up just tonight. Actually, I got a bunch of cool stuff up, including rare footage of us from like 2015, all on Skype talking. Some of Josh's secret, possibly hot sauce. And more. So if you really enjoy the show, we do some really cool stuff on our private VIP Instagram page. You don't want to miss it. But let's get to it. Let's get right on to it. 2008 is where we are starting because up to 2017 gives us exactly 10 years. It allows us to skip 2007, which is a crazy fucking year. All right, I'm just going to kind of toss it around here and see how you guys are feeling. First, let's go ahead and throw it to Shay. We'll throw it to Shay Layton here. 2008, what did you settle on for your game of the year?
I have to use my tie here. This is the
already
hardest year for me. My runner-up pains me so much to say this, is going to be Dead Space. It hurts so bad to do that, because that game is just... That was a true horror game, and it was one of the last true horror games I ever played. It was perfect in terms of a horror game. But for me, the tie went first to Fallout 3. As everyone here knows, I love Bethesda, and I love Fallout, and I love Elder Scrolls. Fallout 3, for me, it's funny because I bought that game at opening night, and I didn't play it for almost 6 months because I was still addicted to Call of Duty. And one of my friends sat me down one day and said, "You are going to play this game because it's phenomenal." And he sat me down, and I played it for a month and a half straight, and I didn't play anything else. That game, for me, was one of the... It wasn't the first, but it was one of the first open world games I played that just I felt completely immersed in. And like I still think about that game all the time. I always want to go back and play it, but I always worry that my memory will make me think it's one thing, and then me actually playing it again, I'm gonna be like, whoa, this isn't as good as I remember. So
yeah.
Fallout
I'm kind of
3.
the same way with you. I'm the same way with you on that, Shay. Is whenever Fallout 4 came out, like I started thinking about all my nostalgia with Fallout 3. And that Fallout 3 is also my game of the 2008 as well, game of that year. And Dead Space as well came up as my runner-up, surprisingly.
But your tie or your runner-up? Because Shay said it was his tie.
Well, no.
Okay.
Dead Space is my runner-up. I still haven't announced the other tie game.
Okay, sorry. So wow, Dead Space was not part of the tie. Okay, so that threw me off. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, but yeah, like you were saying, Shay, Fallout 3 was one of those. I never played Oblivion, but that was probably Bethesda's first like real immersive role-playing game with the first-person view. But for some reason, I never got into it because it was more of swords, magic, very